Welcome back to This Is the Universe. Today, I just saw Spider-Man Brand New Day, and we're going to give my spoiler-free thoughts on the film. I freaking loved it. Just to get it right out and out of the way, I loved the shit out of it. It was one of those things that I was just sitting there. You know, Destin Daniel Gretton brought so much flavor and sauce to this movie that it was just a meal I did not want to stop eating, man. I just wanted more. I wanted the flavor to continue. I wanted to gorge and indulge more. Not that I felt like the film was lacking or was missing time or needed more time. I just wanted to not leave. You know, I really loved what they've done with it. We got a nice, grounded, personal story with Peter that both accentuates and continues the storyline left where we left off at No Way Home, and doesn't like wash those consequences away, and makes us kind of live with it. And I love the exploration of that pathos of what Peter is going through. We've got Tom Holland suffering, as everybody has been craving for such a long time. And I love it. Like, it's like, what's wrong with people? Like his comments about that. Why they want him to suffer? It's like, no, because it's just, that's Peter Parker, man. Like, he's just like, for better or for worse, he does the right thing no matter what. And sometimes he has to shoulder that burden, and there's a lot of burden to be shouldered in this. You know, this film explores his loneliness, the isolation, what happens when you bottle up emotions and you try to just stuff these things down to the bottom and tunnel vision on something else without dealing with it head on. I love what they did with it. The way that manifests itself as a conflict in the story was really beautifully done. I love the messaging of this movie in that way. It has a great heart and through line through it all that mirrors beautifully in the story. I'm not going to go into spoilers. This is going to be a hard movie to talk about without going into spoilers, but I love what they did with this. You know, how his story is very much so, as much as there is a lot of other players in this film, this is very much a Peter story. And there are definitely going to be some, or at least there are some things in this that I can imagine are going to be some pretty big ripples that'll affect the greater MCU going forward as well. There's a lot of really fun things that kind of pop up throughout the course of this movie that I'm sure will have long-standing consequences in some way, shape, or form. My favorite aspects of this movie, though, is literally any scene with Jon Bernthal and Tom Holland. Jon Bernthal, he's not just like a one and done. He's in a very large chunk of this movie. He is effectively one of the supporting players. And I love every scene that he shares with Tom. Love it to death. They have such a strong dynamic, and I think that's only helped, one, by the personalities of their characters, but the fact that they have such a strong chemistry and relationship that they've grown and developed together over the last, 10 years, 10 or plus years together out off screen. And it shines very much so in their on-screen interactions. Love it to death. Anyway, for anybody kind of concerned about whether or not this movie is going to like dull Frank's character in a way that doesn't make sense, I think he fits in very perfectly. I don't think he's ever out of character in any stretch of the word. And I think they did a really good job melding him into this pocket of the MCU in a really cool way. Loved it to death. I love what they've done with the storyline for Ned and MJ in this. Also, again, it's just continuing off of where we left off. I'm not, God, I don't want to keep saying I'm not going to go into spoilers, but I love how they handled it. It's very poignant. It's very beautiful. It's very bittersweet. It's all the things. And everybody in this movie is just playing it so raw, so real. I found myself getting choked up quite a few times, man. It's a struggle of a movie emotionally, because it's a struggle emotionally for our protagonist, and I think they did a really good job at conveying that. Sadie Sink, also, that storyline, again, not going to go into who she is, regardless if it's out there in the ether right now or not. I love what they've done with this character, with her involvement in this, and how it both accentuates and parallels Peter's journey. They play off of each other very beautifully. I love what that inevitably culminates to, and how that resolves itself by the end of the film as well. I thought they did such a fantastic job with that, and everybody, again, acting their asses off. The action is phenomenal. Destin Daniel Cretton comes in here and just spices up everything. I think this is the best the actions looked. I think it's the best that the swingings looked. And it's very creative in the way that he uses the camera to play with a lot of these action sequences. We see some angles, we see some tricks with the camera we hadn't seen before. And it just gives the movie such a flavor, such a style, such a great tone, and I love it to death. I really fucking I don't really have a whole lot of things about this movie that I would even gripe on. I can't right now, coming right off the heels of it, I can't think of anything that just stands out as like a sticking point, like a pain point at all. I don't know, man. There's also a lot of Easter eggs in this, a lot of allusions, a lot of homages to like Spider-Man's past. This is very much so a love letter to I think Spider-Man as a character, and just Spider-Man past, present, and future as well. You know, there's a lot of like Easter eggs and homages to Spider-Man's past, but also most notably there's a lot of references to Insomniac's Spider-Man from some of the combat inspirations. So some of the actual finishers, some other aspects of this movie as well take a lot of hints and inspiration from that as well, that specifically. And that's probably one of my favorite interpretations of the character and executions of the character is the Insomniac iteration. Love the shit out of that Peter Parker. And I think they did a lot of awesome things with that in this, and how that plays off of, and again, accentuates what Peter is going through in this. This looks different. It's than you know, obviously the John Watts films. This has a very distinctive and personal identity of itself, a visual identity all to itself. And you know, obviously Destin Daniel Cretton is going to be maybe holding up the next one as well. Already talking about a Shang-Chi 2 because he sauced the fuck up out of that. I don't know where this guy's going to find time, because on top of that, they've already begun production on his Naruto film, his live action Naruto film, which there was a Naruto Easter egg in this as well that I caught. It was like blatantly right then and there. There's a whole ass poster somewhere in the film that I just like, I see you. So I'm very much so looking forward to that. Between Shang-Chi and now this, I'm still trepidatious, but way less so going into this. I think if anybody's going to be able to give that movie some spice and some love that it needs, because that's my favorite anime. So like I'm very much so kind of cautiously optimistic for that, but like everything I see with him and every new film or new project inspires me a little bit more to like, okay, maybe we could cook with this. I liked what they did with this, man. There's the door is definitely open for more. There is a post-credit scene that teases something. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff. I really wish I could say more specifics about this, but it is day one. It is preview day. What does that even mean anymore? It's basically just the release day, because there was like 20 showings of this. It wasn't just like the evening. It wasn't just a midnight showing. That's long since a thing of the past, especially for these large releases. It effectively came out today. So whatever. I'm not gonna talk spoilers or anything of that right now. I don't know if we're gonna have like a spoiler stream or something like that down the road or anything of the sort. But you know what? That's what the comments are for. I'd love to know what you guys thought, though. What did you guys think of the movie? How are you feeling after this? Right now, this is definitely my favorite of Tom Holland's Spider-Man films. I think it's his best performance as well. Not that he's never given a not a good performance at all. He was phenomenal in No Way Home. I think he's hit the mark every time. But I think this is just my favorite one. There's just a lot of layers to this character, because there's a lot being carried around at this point in time with where he is in his own personal story. Loved it, man. I really, really got swept up in it. And yeah, it might, and again, I don't know, maybe I'm just riding the high of coming off the theater, but right now it might be my favorite Spider-Man film, not just Tom Holland film, but we'll have to wait and see. Give that some time to soak in and marinate a little bit longer in my mind. But anyway, what'd you guys think? Have you seen it? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Make sure to stick around for more reactions and reviews in the future as always. And before we go, I want to shout out Lily, Chen Sung, Kiana, Chanel, McGreg, Angela Burr, Calvin, Billy, CP Bastard, Theater Wolf, Thailand, Denise Bricio, and the Honk. Thank you guys so much for becoming saviors on the channel. Hope you sponsor and support the rescues that we take care of here at the office. You guys are a tremendous help with all of that. And as always, a huge shout out to all of our channel legends. You and the patrons allow us to do so much of what we do over here. Without you guys, we would not be able to keep up with all this content, get help with the editing, the content claims, all that stuff. So keep bringing it to you guys here on YouTube as best as we can, because without y'all, we wouldn't even be here. But that's just video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.